afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining another episode of Coded and Loaded Talking Truck. As always, it's your boy Price Hammond. I'm joined
Ainsley Smith.
And today is a very, very special day, and I think you all know what I'm talking about. We were lucky enough today to hear the announcement of the engagement of one Taylor Allison Swift, and I know
You know
that's
her middle name?
I know a lot more about her than just her middle name.
Kill me.
And that's the topic for today. That's what we're going to be talking about. So I thank you all for joining. Ainsley, if you want to go ahead and get into it, your first thoughts.
My first thoughts are that is absolutely not what we will be talking about today. That's far from important.
I tried. Nonetheless, we actually do have some very valuable information coming for us. Not that that's not valuable, I will say. It's very important to a lot of people. A lot of people care. And
a lot is you, but
there's a lot of us. And today, though, we're joined by a very, very smart guy. Mr. Mike Trantina is here. He's going to be showing us, as we talked about on the last episode of Coded and Loaded, a little bit about Power Broker Web.
Yeah, so if you've ever wondered how are McLeod's products so cool? Power Broker Web is so cool because of Mike Trantina. So I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself and what he's done, his previous roles. So take it away, Mike.
Yeah, so pushing 6 years at McLeod. Worked in ECS as a solutions architect for the longest time after coming over from a customer. And about a year or so ago, jumped over onto the product side to help kind of lead up some of the Power Broker Web and really just pushing for the next generation of McLeod. Really driving into the web platform, and we're going to highlight some of the capabilities that's afforded us. Some of the cool tools that have been out here, folks have been asking for a long time, and excited to give you guys kind of a sneak peek of what's to come. I think, we throw around game changer a lot, but I think this one is definitely it's definitely going to be a game changer, and we're going to see a lot of big wins from customers that are out there and working within Power Broker Web.
Yeah, I was a broker in my previous life, so I'm pretty excited about this one.
And for anybody who's wondering, Mike has the audacity to live in the beautiful state of Ohio. So he is joining us remotely, hence the headphones. I opted for the more classic old school style, whereas Ainsley likes the sleek, so I wanted y'all to know that, we have the top of the line equipment here. But that's why we're remote and why Mike is here with us doing the screen share. So
that's why his background's so cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
What are we talking? What functionality are we getting into, Ainsley?
All right, so today we're talking about multi-select. This is something that you guys have been begging for. It's something that we think is the most robust option on the market. So Mike, if you want to go ahead and jump into the demo and why we kind of created this and what exactly our customers were asking for.
Yeah, sure, Ainsley. We'll start out talking a little bit kind of the why behind. Customers, they've been asking for years to help make me be more efficient working in the system. Really we got a huge ask that was coming down for how do you manage large volumes or common lanes, dedicated freight, not having to go through and assign the same carrier time and time again. We went down a path of kind of like an auto assign feature, trying to build that out, and meeting with some pretty key customers, got a resounding no. That's not what we want. We want dynamic solutions. We want the ability to actually go in and make decisions on a kind of a load or a lane by lane level, and I'm so glad we had that conversation, because I think what we've brought to market is very different, because it doesn't require this huge setup process to come through. It's really just kind of a native tool. We built it really to help you manage those dedicated lanes that come in every week that are always just a little bit of a challenge, right? Talk to customer after customer that somebody drew the short straw, and their job every Wednesday or one day a week is to come in and assign all these loads out, or to go through and make sure that they're updating fuel, sending rate confirmations back out to people, and it can just be kind of a long drawn out process. What we've done is really just bring out a whole new architecture to help you operate within the web, and using dynamic filters, search, and a true multi-select capability. We've got some purpose-built workflows out here that are really going to let you just jump in and manage that day to day. Our hope is to let the software kind of manage the admin, so that at the end of the day you can really focus on what matters. revenue generation, building customer relationships, building the carrier relationships, and get kind of the grunt work out of it as much as possible.
I think it goes back to like with a lot of the products we've shown on Coded and Welded over the weeks, from Respond to IQ to now we're talking about web, but all with the same goal, right? Of pushing McLeod forward and taking all of these tasks that are the time suck, and how can we optimize those and give you more of that time back so you can actually do the real job, right? Awesome.
Yeah. Now, with that, let's kind of jump into it. So, hey, Jamie, pull that up, huh?
Yeah, let's get the screen on here.
All right. We're going to jump in. We're on our main landing page for Power Broker Web. We're going to jump into Brokerage Plan and show you a little bit about what we have going on. I pulled together kind of a real world scenario that we see time and time again. If I'm looking at my Periscope view, every week I get about 30 loads coming out of Groveport, Ohio, because it's awesome, going to a couple of different areas, right? And it's always a bit of a process to try and get these assigned out or get them managed, flipped over to the right teams. What we've done is build out an entire new suite of workflows that are going to let you come in and really kind of tackle these as they come in. So, first and foremost, we'll take these loads that are coming in here. I can either find them on my view, or I can just do a quick search. Grab all these loads that are going to Atlanta. And I want to get these over to my Southeast team. They're not my loads. They always come into me, and I got to get them flipped over for assignment. I can select one. You'll see we have a new checkbox here that allows me to come in, grab one, just like Outlook or any other tool that you're going to use. I can do a shift or a control click, or I can just come in, when I got to search, grab them all. And with the introduction of our kind of next actions, we have anything that you could actually go in and do to all the loads that you've got selected. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit update field because I want to flip these over to a different team. I'm going to select revenue code, and we're going to kick it out to our Southeast team. In just a couple quick clicks, I can jump in and you can see all these loads, flip over to that team, fall off my board, and now they're over to the right person to get out there. We jump back and we start looking at my board again. Looks like I got a couple loads that running from Denver to Phoenix. Looks like my carrier fell off. I need to get them recovered. We didn't just add the ability to update certain fields. We've done all the primary kind of use cases that customers have told us that they need to do, like maybe it's going to come in and post to load boards. It's not just the same functionality you've had. We have re-engineered these multi-select workflows to really kind of make it tailored to the experience of grabbing 1, 3, 5, 30, however many loads you need to, and knocking out those actions in one quick, smooth motion. So posting the load boards looks very similar to what we have with a single select option, but we're going to give you a little bit more capability. Like, do I want to use the default posting role like the operations user, or maybe it's the carrier sales rep, whatever we have set, or do I want it to be me, maybe another person? We're going to give you that dynamic capability to jump in here and really tailor whatever you want to for all the loads that you've got selected. So it's not a kind of one size fits all. Each situation is going to be different. Maybe I want to post it with a target pay. Maybe I want to put my own rate. Everything's going to come in through these new streamlined workflows. We're going to give you an error resolution dialogue to come in and say, hey, anytime we had a problem with something, we're going to show you. I don't want to blast you with a bunch of error messages. Maybe we've got a problem with it. Oh, looks like I got a control file setting on these that's going to come back through and cause an issue for how these get reported. We're going to tell you everything that's going on as part of this, give you the ability to retry and easily get those things kicked out and over, all from your main brokerage planning view that you guys live in and day out. Kind of building on that, if I come down and I look at these, Groveport to Memphis lanes that I have, I'm just going to come in and grab them. Yeah, it looks like I got a problem with them. My rates didn't come through. We have added the ability, kind of like in the bulk auto rating option that you had in Classic. We gave it a new facelift, right? I can come in here, I can do a quick search for whatever I want to get to. I can use the filters on my planning boards or maybe customer service if I'm going to be in a CSR role. I can grab these loads and I can come in and just automatically run auto rating on them again, see what's going on with them, and make sure we get everything corrected. As part of these workflows that we put out, we're going to give you that confirmation. Hey, your 10 loads were processed successfully. If there's any errors like we saw before, we're going to show you. And specifically for rates, just because it's so important, if anything did change, I want to show you what changed. So we have all tied up into these, convenient slide outs to show you what the differences were, where the rates were on it, what they got updated to, anything that kind of came back. That could be calling your auto rates, that could be updating fuel surcharge, especially now with some of the changes with DOE, if I got to go back and hit those time and time again. We've made it easier than ever to find the loads that you care about and make sure that you get them re-rated and right in a couple quick clicks.
Yeah, that's huge. One thing, my big takeaway here is I don't think we've left the screen, right? Like as much as we've done, I mean, maybe for a second and I missed it, but as much as we've done, I'm thinking of just updating revenue codes alone, right? In your first example, it's like 30 orders revenue codes. That's a full-time job, and that's
Saves you like 55 clicks.
yeah, literally, that's huge.
That's a big thing that we've been working on with the web initiative, right? It's keeping you sticky into the web, right? If I'm in brokerage planning, I want everything to be accessible in one place. Maybe it opens in a new tab if I got to do something different. Maybe it's going to come in a slide out where I can action what I need to and then get right back into what I'm focusing on. But we don't want you to have to go 10 different places. Real single source solution to get everything out there. And now we're really focusing on kind of clicks to close, right? How much can we help speed come into the game and help our customers do more with less, whether it's less team members that they have to onboard as they're continuing to kind of scale out and grow their operation, or just in the day-to-day, less clicks, because that's the biggest thing that will drive anybody crazy, is having to go through 17 screens just to get one thing done. Lot of time and energy was put in to make these things super streamlined. Let's kind of build on that and talk about going through the actual assignment process, right? Really where this started. I'm going to I got 2 lanes here. I got, the loads that are running here to Memphis, and I got some going to Chicago. The loads that I'm running into Memphis, these are dedicated. I've got a carrier that runs them every single time. They typically will take those Chicago loads for me as well. But they're not consistent. So I don't have rates in the system. It's just more of a, when I get them, I offer them out to them, and they will take them without issue 9 times out of 10. One thing I want to call out that I think was very purpose-built and really has helped kind of separate some of the multi-select assignment workflows is we're really going to leverage those carrier rates. Anything I've got dedicated lanes on, anything that I have contracted pricing in, as soon as I assign this carrier, it could be to 6 different lanes, it could be to the same one, doesn't matter. If there's a rate in the system that's set up for that carrier, we're automatically going to pull in that carrier's pay, any accessorials, fuel surcharge, whatever you have set up with it. And we'll even let you go ahead and, set who your carrier contact is, who should be getting that rate confirmation. I'm going to Memphis, so it's got to be going over to Elvis, right? But we don't want to hamstring anyone to say you have to have rates in the system, because you're going to have situations like that Chicago lane where they don't come in often enough. The rates are very consistent, but they may change a little bit. So it's kind of a twofold approach, right? I can have my auto rates pull back in, or if I want to come in and just do a flat rate for my Chicago loads, you're going to see everything pull up in. Again, going back to kind of keeping you into that brokerage planning view, you'll notice in this assigned carrier slide out, we're going to give you the chance to review, audit, edit anything that comes through. If I'm potentially losing money on a load, we're going to show you. If I have any target or max pay issues, maybe a qualification issue, I'm going to give you the same experience you have in single select, but we're going to present it to you in a more streamlined view to make it a better experience. I'm going to update this rate just so it doesn't bark at me. I'm going to check, make sure margin, everything looks good. My contacts are running through. And then with just a quick click, you're going to see all my loads flip over into a covered status. We're jumping you straight into the multi-select send rate confirmation experience. I can choose to send them now or send them later, depending on how they come over. If I want to go ahead and verify everything looks right, I'll grab one of these ones that are going to Frank. I can update the template numbers, contact information, anything that may come through. I can even preview that rate confirmation to make sure everything looks right before I go ahead and send them out. They know these are coming, so I'm going to go ahead and kick those out to them. But if I wanted to send them back to these guys later, once we get out of this screen, we can jump back and easily resend a rate confirmation just as easy as that assignment went through. Now, let's think about that. You're going through, we just got 10 loads kicked over to the right team, 20 loads that got assigned out in 2-3 minutes? That's why we're calling this a true game changer, because as those lanes come through, we're going to let you guys just tear them out and get them get them run through quick and easy.
Yeah, no, that's huge. That's huge. I'm just thinking of the day-to-day operations and like from a web perspective. I think a lot of people still. How long PowerBroker Web's been out now? Ansley, how long's PowerBroker Web been?
23.1.
23.1. I think a lot of the times, and a lot of customers I talk to every day, we still picture classic in your head, right? When you picture PowerBroker, you picture classic, and this is what we the functionality that this platform kind of opens up for us is things like this, where we can continue to build out these features that are being requested that maybe weren't as feasible or as accessible in the classic environment.
Yeah, customers have been barking at us for years to bring this forward, and really, it's one of the main drivers for why we're pushing so hard into this web initiative, because the opportunity that gets extended to us to add capability, to add features like this, they're really only possible for us within the web. It's more than just kind of a reimagined workflow and a new look and feel, right? Instead of having columns everywhere, we have leaned heavily into iconography to let you know, hey, rate confirmations have been sent. We can get so much more out of a screen just through the utilization of hovers and some of the options that are out there. And again, the ability to kind of expand with these next actions that are available, tailored to you at the load level, either from a single select or from a multi-select capability, man, it does make it feel like a whole new system.
Yeah.
With the same, kind of familiar workflows and processes that they've known and loved for years.
Yeah. I think it opens up a ton for other products too. Like, as you know from the last Coded No Loaded episode, I'm work primarily with the IQ product, but one of the things we always got is, hey, if I'm looking at this order in a report, I want to launch that in PowerBroker or Webmaster, right? And that never really was feasible, but now with web, it's a click, right? And we can launch an order right there in PowerBroker. You're looking at it in Power BI, now it's in your tab. So, just the branching out, that whole ecosystem starts to expand. And when you see that with not just our products, but partner products and everything it opens up to us, it's like Mike said, not just a facelift, right? This is a whole new way of doing things, and I think we've seen great adoption, and obviously we're working with the feedback quite well with something like this coming up. Awesome.
Absolutely. And I think what I'll kind of leave you with is, so we added very purpose-built functionality for these multi-select workflows. Maybe it's sending rate confirmations, resending rate confirmations. If a carrier set up for data fusion, obviously we'll send the either initial load tender or change tender to come back through. It's all going to be in very, very familiar workflows, especially for those that have been operating within the web. Removing the carrier, updating fields, rating orders, even applying holds, all those things are really just where we started. But now that we've kind of laid a foundation, we've got a strong architecture built up behind the scenes to make sure, you saw how quick these updates take, right? That we're able to kind of run these things through and really hit the ground running with where this can go. You mentioned the feedback. I think the biggest thing I've heard from people is like, that's great, give me more. Let me see what else I can do. How can we make this thing work for us? And we're already working through kind of the next layer, the next pass of where multi-select's going to take us, whether that's going to be, within Loadmaster or some of the back office tools to make sure that we have this capability extended throughout the application.
Awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much, man, for joining us. Ansel, you got any questions for Mike before we send him off into the world?
I think my only question is there a limit to how many items you can select with multi-select?
Yeah, so, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So one of the things that we did make sure, and this was absolutely driven 100% based on feedback of, I am scared to give some of that power to certain people because, man, they could really mess something up. We have built in a complete suite of permissions, so it's completely permissionable for the multi-select capability, permissionable by role or permissionable by action. So maybe you'll let them go ahead and remove carriers, but I want to make sure that they don't have the ability to go out and do mass assignment because, Johnny messed it up for everybody that one time.
It's got price written all over it.
That feels like a price move. That comes back
It
in,
truly
right?
does.
But we have the individual permission sets to come through and update each of those. We've also added kind of a broader control file. So if we go into the controls, you can see Maybe it's adding hold, removing hold statuses. I can set configurable limits based on whatever the need of the operation is. So if we want to let them put, 100 on hold, man, they can go to town, or 1,000 for all that's worth, right?
Yeah.
You have full control about how each of these updates need to be taken so that you can really fine tune it to what works best for your operation. I think the biggest thing I'll leave you guys with, because I know we're getting a little pressed for time, this is pretty purpose built for those common lanes to come through. But what we've seen based on feedback and really just in my personal experience, it's changing how I operate within the system. Because if I got one thing and I know there's two more that I could probably run through, those smaller multi-select actions to run back through and help save on a couple of clicks really has been a differentiator to make things come through. Adding planning comments to something can be done with just a couple of quick clicks, making sure we're finding the right things. Really just building on the tools that we've already got out there within the web to really make this thing dangerous. And I'm excited for what we've got to come to market with for this release, and I'm really excited to see where we take it in the future.
Yeah, same as us, man. I'm super excited. It all comes back to the same message that I think we're all hearing with the artificial intelligence and whatever other tools are coming out. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is everybody, how much more can I do in a day? How much more can I do in one day? Be it any product, any tool you're going to use. And when we'll use the term game changer, like we think this is an exponential gain in how much someone can do in a day. So Mike, thank you so much for showing this off. We much appreciate it. There's 36,000 people watching right now. So this is definitely going to go for a record for one of our most viewed episodes, thanks to you. Always
They're all
a pleasure.
running to upgrade.
They're all wanting to upgrade. Yeah, it's, yeah, such a pleasure to talk to you, Mr. Trantina. So thank you for your time.
Appreciate
I have
it.
one more question for you, Mike.
Go ahead.
And this one's going to put you on the spot a little bit. What are you most excited for about UC?
Ooh.
Man, I think it's just getting back out to Denver. Absolutely love it. It's a great place to be. Love seeing customers, and honestly, just really excited for the feedback from this because, I feel like they locked the doors on me when we were trying to pitch this potentially coming down, and they beat us up pretty good to make sure that multi-select actually became a thing.
Nice.
So, now I gotta take bribes and get the winnings from all the hard work that our team put out to make sure this came to life.
I love it. If you have a bribe for Mike, you know where to find him in September in Denver. We will be at Users Conference. I'm trying to think if we have anything else before we wrap. I do not believe we do. Come see us at Users Conference.
Yeah, come see us at User Conference. And next episode, we're going to be giving a sneak peek of Loadmaster Web. So you guys should definitely join us for that one. That's a very exclusive demo that no one has seen yet.
Yeah, be first peek at it. So if you're one of the asset companies watching this saying, that's so cool, well, guess what? Your time's coming. And of course, you'll get to see it in much more detail at UC this year. That being said, this has been Coded and Loaded, episode 6. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next week, or in 3 weeks. See
3
you.
weeks.
2 weeks.
3, 2, 1, let's go!